Hi, everyone. Welcome back. This is A Course in Miracles 365, Awakening to Love. I'm Reverend Tomas. We got a really interesting subject today. Reincarnation, rebirth. Is reincarnation so? That's the question. That's question 24 today in the Manual for Teachers. Really interesting, isn't it? Is reincarnation so? Well, sentence one, technically speaking, it's impossible. Technically speaking. So let's delve into the vast array of ideas that exist among humankind about this idea of, is birth the beginning? Is the physical death the end? Well, as we see, and as you may very well know in your heart, that's not all there is. This is what drives a person to seek spirituality and to study spirituality, something like A Course in Miracles, in the first place, is this sense that there's more to it, isn't it? So the question that I would have, and it happens to echo the question that Jesus presents right here, is a belief in reincarnation helpful for somebody? Is it helpful? That should be your guide. Is it helpful? Now, how would that be helpful if you believe in it and you believe that there's more to life than just the 80 or so years, if we're lucky, that this thing is around? Then it is helpful indeed. It is. That's helpful if it helps you to know that there's more to it than what the body's eyes present. Because as we've seen repeatedly here in A Course in Miracles, we are not a body anyway. So, is the belief helpful? If it assists you in knowing, believing, knowing that there's more to it, good. Now, if you don't believe in the concept, the idea of reincarnation, in other words, the way it's classically presented, one lifetime after another, which is understood in our world to be in a linear sequence, isn't it? If that's not something that is part of your belief system, so be it. You don't have to adhere to that. And why is it ultimately not important whether you believe in it or not? Is because our salvation can only be worked out right now. Let's come back to the present moment. The past is gone. The future does not exist either. We can only work out our salvation right now. So whether a person believes in the idea of reincarnation or not, in fact, doesn't matter. If it helps you, keep it. If it doesn't help you, or you don't think that it's real or true, so be it. This course is inclusive. The universal course is all inclusive. It applies to everyone, regardless of background, regardless of beliefs. So you may be quite familiar with spiritual traditions that actively posit the idea of rebirth, such as Hinduism, Buddhism, Eastern traditions, actively do that. And you may be familiar with some of those personally. I've practiced Buddhism, one of the Tibetan varieties, Vajrayana Buddhism, extensively in this lifetime. That is an idea that personally I've always been comfortable with. I was even incidentally comfortable with the idea back when I was suffering through fundamentalist Sunday school as a kid. For those that don't know, I was raised in two very different yet very similar fundamentalist Christian churches. One my parents left, the other I left at age 15. That was when I got my driver's license back in the day, in the 1980s in New Mexico. So, yeah, I'm familiar with both systems, East and West, and it's not required that you are either. It's not required that anybody have any particular spiritual or religious background in order to fully awaken in the present moment. This is when we do it. When else? So there's no need to heap sectarian controversy on life. The ego is quite enough for us to deal with, isn't it? We don't need to complicate our walk by having a pointless debate that really is nothing more than a delay. And all scholarly or religious debates are nothing more than that. They're a delay tactic of the ego. So let's all see them for what they are: a way of hiding the ball, a way of taking our awareness off of the present moment. So it doesn't matter if a significant portion of the world adheres to the notion of reincarnation or rebirth. And it doesn't matter that another significant portion of the world does not adhere to it. And if you're not sure if it's so or not, is the idea helpful to you? Now, the continuity of life beyond physical death is how that would be helpful. And if you don't buy into it, you don't have to. So I will tell you my own approach, and I've learned directly from this course the importance of this approach that I've been instructed to take by my own inner teacher. And it now at this point, it comes quite naturally because I work with people on both sides of this. I work with people on both sides of the United States hostile and bitterly divisive political system, by the way. Of course I do. Of course I do. That's all just window dressing. It may be of extraordinary importance to you, but what we're after here with A Course in Miracles is a change of mind, working on our experience at the level of cause and not effect, at the level of mind and not exterior phenomena, such as a sectarian controversy. Do we reincarnate or not? There are people that I work with directly that adhere to the idea of reincarnation or rebirth, if you want to call it that. And they believe quite firmly in it. And there are those who believe the exact opposite, that there's no way that could ever be possible. What I say is, let's not waste our time on that. That is actually, if you have any kind of debate at all, it's an ego avoidance tactic. Think about it. It is taking your mind away from perfect oneness. It's pulling you away from the present moment as well. And it pits you against someone. It is an opposition. Whether it seems friendly or a friendly discussion or debate or not, it remains a separation. doesn't it? Doesn't it? So let's see it for what it is. If this idea is helpful, run with it. If it's not helpful, you don't have to run with it. And what you can do is just ignore it. We can all work out our salvation right now and only right now. All right, guys. Thank you, as always, for tuning in, and we'll see you here again as we continue on here in the Manual for Teachers. This is A Course in Miracles 365. See y'all later.